Niners, Saints, Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs, Patriots.
Please and thank you.
How about that for a Week 14 slate of games? One we could very well see again in January. Hi there, everybody. Welcome to NFL Total Access. Lindsay Rhodes alongside Scott Hansen.
Yeah, that's right. Lindsay here, Scott here, and our special guest today, our color commentator for the next hour, if you will. Slide on in here, Chris Collinsworth, ladies and gentlemen.
You've never done that before.
Never. You know him from NBC. He's also the owner of Pro Football Focus, PFF, one of the premier resources for stats and analytics for NFL fans. You loved it so much you bought the company.
I did. It's the only thing that ever got me on Total Access.
And you know what? Will you stick with us for the whole hour?
You got it.
We'll talk some football?
Why not?
We're going to talk football because we are on the eve of Thursday night football. The Dallas Cowboys.
#1 seed in the NFC last week. It is Saints Niners in New Orleans. Playoff implications aplenty. What there will not be in this game is rain. That is something that the Niners dealt with last week in that showdown with the Ravens, a game that more than lived up to the hype. Willie McGinnis, do you think this game will do the same?
Absolutely. I think the stage is set for another great game. Two great defenses, two offenses that can move the ball, run the ball, and score points. The big difference is, though, you got a seasoned vet and this guy right here, Drew Brees, and you got a young gun in Jimmy Garoppolo. Will he be able to keep up with the energy and the intensity of the game?
That said, Drew Brees, very good. This Niners defense has been insane this year. How do they match up against one another?
I will say this.
Out this year.
Balled out really well. Now, back to my original point before I got all mixed up, is Sean Payton knows and understands that the 49ers will be in zone defense.
Yeah.
So you can't give me your script and think I'm not going to game plan for it and have a plan for it.
Him in particular.
Right. So when you watch what the Saints do on defense, you know that they're going to be in the cover two, right? They're going to be in the too high, same big catch. So Sean Payton feeds off of going against these young defensive coordinators that has a lot of energy and a lot of hype. He's one of the best play callers. It's going to be interesting to see how those two match up against each other.
Other side of the ball, very interesting as well. In fact, the Niners are statistically superior to the Saints this year. And that Saints defense, they're third in the NFL against the run. So we're talking about a strength versus strength matchup across the board here. That is not the case elsewhere in the
because they've been playing from ahead, or
Which
teams can't stop on both sides.
That could be an argument for why you would want him from the start of the game, though. Which could be a strong argument for why he should be the MVP.
I want that.
He's not in that position.
Right, but a lot has to do.
Well, some of the top teams going down, some of the teams on the other end of the spectrum getting wins. So I'm curious to see how that impacts Kurt Warner's top 5 quarterbacks. List presented by Discover. Might we see some different names this week? No Breeze, no Garoppolo, not this week. I bet you are very excited to see what they do this week, though, head-to-head in a game. Niners, Saints in New Orleans, somehow a 1 o'clock Eastern game again. So get your Game Pass so you can make sure that you can watch it if you're in a place that doesn't get it. Kurt Warner, thank you very much. The Bears defense.
Wow.
Who do we like to win the game? Willie, start us off.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys, 27-13. And I think a team under pressure, backs against the wall. I know we got the Eagles playing the Giants, so we don't see what happens with that divisional game. But they got to get going at some point.
27 points.
27.
Listen, it's going to be windy. It's going to be cold. It's not going to be frozen on your face. I'm taking the Bears in this one, 17-10. Ugly game. Bears
It's supposed to be above freezing. The snot will run.
Okay, well, snot running down your nose.
I'm going Cowboys, 2014. I can't explain it. I'm going. That's who I like.
Just the guts.
Just the gut.
Thank you for not providing us with the same imagery that James did.
I'm going to try and get get that out of my mind.
For your maiden voyage on NFL Total Access, Chris Collinsworth, appreciate it. Check out PFF if you haven't.